PCE data is out in the U.S. At 8:30 a.m. along with personal income and personal consumption. We'll see how that impacts the markets today. So far, little change. We are seeing the dollar yen move higher. We've seen the euro move a little lower, and the pound versus U.S. dollar unchanged. I'm going to go through each of those currency pairs to kickstart your trading day in the U.S. session. So let's get started. We will start with the euro versus US dollar. The ECB cut rates by 25 basis points yesterday. I'm going to look at the hourly chart here. We saw a run to the upside during that press conference and rate decision period that took the price above this swing area here, which we've been looking at. Nice ceiling through here that stalled the rise. We moved above the ceiling and tried to hold support against it here as a floor, then fell below. And trading yesterday through the volatility, we did move above it, but the momentum faded. We started to rotate back to the downside, and we ended up below the 100-hour moving average and the 200-hour moving average by the end of the day. In trading here today, you can see the ups and downs that have occurred. We've moved above and below that 1.0405 level. Recall from the daily chart, if we go to that, that represents the 50% retracement of the move up from the 2022 low to the 2023 high. 50% comes in at 1.0405. Going back to the hourly chart, we can see that like up here, when we moved above the swing area, we just barely moved above the swing area here and then rotated to the downside. Nevertheless, being below that level is probably a little bit of a tilt to the downside for this pair. We also fell back below the 38.2% retracement of the January trading range. That level comes in at 1.03968. Staying below that level would be more bearish for traders going into the weekend as well. At least give the sellers some control, not full control, but some control. We do have the 50% retracement down below at 1.035449 to get to and through on the downside. And then we'll look toward this swing area. Note here that it was a floor through here. Nice floor developed there, broke through the floor, then became a ceiling through here, and then moved back above it and became a floor once again before breaking below it here. You can see the ups and downs through this area right through here. And the last thing that we did right here was find support against the level and move higher. So this area, not only today, but going into the new trading week, will be another key barometer for the buyers and sellers in the euro versus US dollar. Pay attention to that. So 50% in this area right through down through here. Watch the 104.05 level on the top side and the 38.2% retracement. If we get above those levels, then the 100 and 200-hour moving average is always a key level to stay below to keep the bias in the direction of the where it is in relation to those moving averages. So that would be more negative. So we'll watch those levels as well. Let's take a look at the dollar versus yen next. I mentioned that this currency pair is up about 0.32%, and in the process, we moved up to test the key falling 100-hour moving average. Both those moving averages were converged earlier in the week before the rotation to the downside. We tried to move by the 100-hour moving average here in trading on late Wednesday, but failed after the FOMC rate decision. In trading yesterday, we just moved sharply to the downside and moved down to test the 50% retracement of this of the move up from the low price going all the way back to this point right here, December, early December, to the high price that we saw in January. That 50% retracement comes in at 153.73, and that low was, or that 50% retracement was tested in trading late yesterday, or yesterday I should say, before bouncing off of that level. And trading here today in the Asian session, we tried to move lower and retest that level. Couldn't find it, despite what was thought the stronger data out of Japan. But Bank of Japan's UEDA did say that inflation was cost push and likely to come back down by the middle of the year. So that kind of took the wind out of the sails of any sort of move to the upside in the yen, the downside in the dollar versus yen, and we started to see a rotation back to the upside with a weakening dollar yen in the process. Now we didn't move right to that 100-hour moving average. We also moved to this swing area through here. Started way back here with a high and a low before moving sharply to the upside. Then we came back down to that area right through here, here, and here, forming this nice floor. We broke below the floor, tried to stay below, couldn't do it, then moved back higher and then tried to stay above it in trading this week before moving below it. Now we're below it, so that this is a ceiling, and along with the 100-hour moving average. Stay below is more bearish, move above, and it's more bullish, and we look toward the 200-hour moving average above. Let's take a look at the sterling versus US dollar. I mentioned that this currency pair is a little change, and for the week there has been, well, at least over the last 4 trading days, very limited price action, up, down, up, down, up, down. The up and downs have allowed for this 200-hour moving average, that's a green line in the chart, to catch up with the price. And indeed, the price tested that at the lows today at 1.2400, nice round number, and found support buyers against that level a little bit. Its current price trading at 124.20, so about 20 pips off that level on the top side. The high price in trading here today approached the 100-hour moving average at 1.2443 and found willing sellers against that level, ahead of that level. So there's a battle going on between the 100-hour moving average above and the 200-hour moving average below. If we break either of those levels, look for momentum in the direction of the break. That will be your clue. So be aware, be prepared. My name is Greg Mikulowski with this technical look at 3 of the major currency pairs to kickstart your trading day ahead of the PCE data later on at 8:30. Good fortune with your trading. Bye-bye now.